Yeah, I'm also sharing my screen. All right. We can start with the Mind Behind Live section because I think it's more straightforward. There are two types of reports: detailed reports and service level reports. For service level, it is not commonly used under the Mind Behind Global team, but I'm assuming that what they do is it goes beyond agent support. Um, we don't really navigate this much, so it's not something that I think would be common to look at. We don't really show it to partners, so I'm just gonna go to the detailed report part. For the detailed report, we are currently using this interface, but there is a beta version coming of the detailed report. I think what they're doing is they're trying to create a separate website for reporting outside of live agent support, mainly to improve the performance and accuracy of the conversations. Nevertheless, conversations at the moment are quite accurate, and just letting you know that they're building up a new system for the reports. So what you do here is you select the period where before that, you select the company which you want to check out their reports under. For this one, I'll just do push. And then you have a big variety of filters to look through. For this one, I'll just do from the beginning of, actually, let's do from the beginning of last month until the end of last month. Usually you have a limitation of 1 month per report, but if you want to do several months, what you can do is you can export several months worth of reports, like a month after the other, and then combine them all into one spreadsheet. I think that's fine. And what happens here is we get...
Sorry to interrupt you. So for reports, we went to agents, right? We clicked
But
on agent.
it doesn't
No.
really matter because this is going to be the detailed report. If I want
Okay.
to look at agent report summary, this is it. If
Okay.
I want to look at, for example, the channel summary, like who used the WhatsApp channel, who used the web chat channel, who used Facebook, I click on channel. So it really differs on what they're looking for exactly when they're looking at a summary.
Okay.
They can also download these summaries very quickly here by pressing on this arrow,
Mhm.
and it will export immediately. Meanwhile, the detailed one is it takes a little more time for you to reach because it analyzes all of these aspects that are up here. So we're not looking at a summary, we're looking at a detailed report. The way that you do it is, again, you select the period of time that you want to do it, you want to export it under, and click on export. You have two options here, either exporting messages or conversations. Exporting messages means exporting every single message that was sent in the conversation, but I think there's a maximum, so it might not showcase all messages if the conversations were very long. I think the maximum is 750,000 lines of messages. So let's say an average a user is sending 100, which is a lot, but if the user is sending 100 text messages with the chat bot, then you can only probably see around 7,500 conversations. I'm not that great at math, but yeah. Um, yeah, we don't really use that very often as well because we are able to look at conversations in detail under this section.
Tamam.
This So we just say that it's there in case the team is interested in exporting it into an Excel and not just looking at it under Mind Behind. But most commonly we export conversations, which gives us the message that the report is going to be generated and sent in under an email very soon. It's usually very quick, and it's sent under an email because it's like I said, it's generating all of these details, and it's quite larger than a summary. So we just let it process, but it should show up any second. Until it does, do you have any questions under this reporting?
Yeah. So for example, right now, what I could understand is like if we go to live, we have two options. One is for detailed reports and one is service level analysis. For detailed reports, we can filter these things out according to the departments, according to the assistants, and however we like. And it will give a detailed report for that. And then we can put filters on this as well. And for export, then we can export it. For export, we can either export it for conversation or either we can export it for messages as well. And if we do it for conversation, it's going to directly send us an email, and then you're going to show me later onwards how it looks like. But this is the gist of it, like the brief of it. What I didn't understand is about the service level analysis, because I need some detailed video on that as well. So I think I need to explain it much better. This one I can do it myself. You know what I'm going to do is like after this session of ours, I'm going to create some videos or something, and I'm going to also share it to you, just to you to see that why okay, there's some points that you have missed. Include this, but
Yeah.
I didn't understand the service level analysis. So what is basically service level analysis actually?
So I think, for example, we have like a response period that we want to see, like how common. Okay, let me try to put the sentence together in a way that makes sense. So let's say, actually, we are interested in having our live agents reply within 100 seconds. I think this is in seconds. Oh yes, it is in seconds. It's SN. So if we want our live agents to answer within 100 seconds, we measure how much percentage did they answer within this time frame. So this is like their standard of a service level, if that
Threshold.
makes sense.
I understand. I understand.
I
So
think there.
basically, service level analysis is also kind of like judging the performance of the agents, and and how well the departments have performed. If I'm not wrong, yeah.
Exactly. And here there are a couple of different types of how they want to analyze it. Because some partners, I guess they calculate it quite differently. So, for example, the first one is how many success conversations. Success conversations is like conversations that have been ended, so they're not left open. Unsuccessful conversations are the ones that are left open, but abandoned conversations are the ones that are left until timeout, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how this all these things we cannot measure it from the detailed reports.
If the team would like to do it independently, they can, but I mean, for example, it's a bit more complex. I'm gonna show you the detailed report, because what the detailed report does is it says this is the first agent reply time, and this is the first conversation starting time, and it's like a full date, like at on the 15th of April 2024 at this time. So it's not as automatic as that page.
Okay.
This is the email. It will just say notification from company name. You can download the report from here. Let me share my entire screen so I can see everything transparently.
I
Okay.
cannot see the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I was sharing my entire screen.
No, I
Okay.
got
Perfect. So when I press, I can download the report here. I just get this like Excel sheet to like save onto wherever I want, and I just click save and it downloads. Because we don't have Excel, what I do is I go on Drive and open up a new Excel sheet, like an empty one, and then upload it there. But the partner can just check it out under their Excel program. They don't need to go through this step if they have Excel. They just import. Sorry, my laptop's a little slow. I don't know why. But
It's because you're having a lot of data for demos, man.
yeah, I know.
I mean, recently, even during Bahram, we had this new demo, right, for Pepsi or something. I created this
Yes.
demo presentation yesterday myself.
Man, I was like, I'm not gonna force myself to work. They're gonna wait. I don't care.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, this is how a detailed report looks like. It shows all of the conversations that you have selected within the time frame that you had. And it has so many details. So you have conversation IDs, which are unique to every conversation that was started by a user, even if it's a user that's coming back. Company ID, these are static ones because this is the conversation on which company was the person reaching out to. Company name, assistant ID. This can change if there is more than one assistant and the user is reaching out to different ones. So let's say this one was the push WhatsApp, and then this one was push web messenger. So they're different. There is agent ID if there is a live agent. So most of them are empty, you can see. But then I'm waiting to find one.
Yeah. Just one other question, Lama.
Yeah.
See, for company, which company should I use? Because right now I just have Mindbind Global as a company. But for making the videos, what should I do? I think Posh is a good example, I believe,
Yeah, I
because
usually use push for examples to any partner, so I think that would make sense.
so how can I get access to Posh?
I'll invite you. Let me get you. Okay. Done.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, if an agent exists, then there will be an agent ID. If not, it remains empty. Client phone number if they're reaching out from WhatsApp, channel ID, channel type, client ID. It's very, very elaborative.
Yeah.
So, and if the user has their WhatsApp name on, we can also get what user, what is their name under WhatsApp. Agent name if they were forwarded to an agent, the department of that agent, department name, stuff like that. So here, what you asked is, can they do it from this report? Here's the thing. So this user started at the 29th of February at 5:02:58 seconds and stuff like that. It's very detailed. And then first agent response is on the 29th of February 2024, 5:23. So it's it might be a preference to some partners, but I've never witnessed it before. But in
I
case,
think the best thing is for the video, I'm just
yeah,
going to show it until that part, until the email part. I'm not going to go to the details of the reports of this Excel sheet as such.
yeah, yeah, that
That will be the
makes
best thing. Yeah, because it's just for the video. I don't need to do it. So I just will show it the features of the service level, something, just a brief of it. I think that's what he wants.
perfect.
Tamam.
Okay, so this is what we can get out of Mind Behind Live.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention. When you're exporting the report, you can also change it according to time zone. So any partner can make it adjust to their time, because sometimes personally I would accidentally keep it on Turkey time for like Brazilian clients, and then it's different time zones, so the timings don't make sense. So they're able to change the time zone of the report so that it matches. So in my Turkey based report, we'd have conversations at like 5 a.m., which is not true. Their conversations are not usually at 5 a.m. In their time, it's, for example, at 7 p.m., you know?
I understand.
Okay,
Perfect.
this is Mind Behind Live. For app.mindbehind.com, there are a couple, but to be honest, I've only explored assistance analysis, and we just looked at conversation analysis, and I tried Gen AI analysis. I have not seen code module analysis nor payment analysis. And I think these are more specific to things that are within the map. So they're not things that partners usually follow. It's something that we would be following, like
Okay.
at least in the global side.
Okay.
So for assistance analysis, this is where we actually see how the AI is doing for some partners. I don't know. I'll just choose this one because so here I'm checking out how the AI performed, right? So first of all, we get a general assistant conversation report. So this assistant had 10 conversations. This number of users, this number of messages were sent by users, and this number of messages were sent by the assistant. Beyond that, there's the assistant quality report, which again is similar to the one that we saw under Mind Behind Live, but here we don't have live agents. That's why we don't have any numbers. But if there is a live agent support, then it would showcase these things. And then we have assistant content report. So what are the most commonly used intents? This AI has, I think, around 4 intents or 5. Are you raising your hand? Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. Okay, just for this assistant report, what will be the best example I can use around here? Like for if I'm choosing Posh, okay, then which assistant should I choose just to for the video demo purposes? Because you have used AI Flow, right? But I think I should use one that is practical. So what will be the one that I should use? Posh.
Whatever has Dialogflow might be best, but I don't think any of
Like
these.
normally, if a partner has to show the reports, I mean, which example do you show that okay, this is that has everything?
I would show Mindo, like our Mind Behind chatbot, because it has a lot of intents. Let me see.
Okay.
The end product from beginning of March. Yeah, so because Mindo has Dialogflow, which is our mindbehind.com chatbot, I usually showcase this one.
I think I use example. I will use the example of Mindo then.
Yes.
But for Mindo, I have the access, right?
Do you have access to a company called Mind Behind New Fast?
No, I just have access to Mind Behind Global, and right now you have sent me for Posh. So for Mindo, I don't have any access.
Okay, I will also give you access to this company.
Okay. So when I'll select this company, then I will be seeing all these assistants. And when I'll be seeing all these assistants, I will be selecting one just to show for the demo purposes.
Yes, but you'll see the assistants only when you place yourself as an admin there. So just make sure that you place yourself maybe like under Mindo English Prod or like
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, I think that the one on top works.
I think window, window English product.
Yes.
Tamam.
So what is happening here is assistant conversation report, like we said, total number of conversations, how many messages were sent by users, how many sent by the assistant. I'm sorry, I made a mix-up for assistant quality report. This is actually the conversation training. So how many conversations did I review? So how many did I, for example, when we're training the chatbot, let's say in this case, 11, 12, 13. There were 13 conversations that needed reviewing. 2 of them have been successfully reviewed, but 11 are still not matched.
Not matched means that it has to be matched with the intent.
Yes,
And we have to do it by doing it from the AI module, and there's a conversational report in the AI module.
exactly.
It means that one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And for assistant content report, here we see the most commonly used intents. So, for example, here, like, of course, these are also named under the Dialogflow AI action. So, most commonly used intents here is how to contact Mind Behind, the pricing, how can the chatbot help, how many hours do you work a day, thank you, job application, WhatsApp customer care, etc. They show the top 10. If 10 exist, they show the top 10. If less than 10 exist, I think they show the top 5 of the most commonly used intents in the chatbot. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. And then we have assistant performance report. So for this one, I think it really depends on how much it can respond to the user. So if the user is saying whatever and the assistant is not able to understand it, then they're not. It lowers their report. Another thing is, for example, the voting score. If the voting score is low, then it lowers the performance rate. Yeah,
Voting score is by the feedback that you provide
yeah,
at the
like
end of the
after they end
conversation.
the conversation. Yeah,
Okay, the 4 is low actually.
yeah, 4 is low.
Do you think we need to have another assistant?
I think it just needs more training. It's a very big assistant. And then, just another summary, like assistant user interaction report, which is how many users how many messages are being sent by the users every conversation, and how long are they staying in the conversation in seconds. I'm not sure how much is that in minutes, but yeah, eventually it should. In order to keep this number low, we would just keep a timeout message for the end of the conversation,
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much the reporting for, what was it? Assistant
Analysis.
analysis. Conversation analysis, we went through that just now. I mean, actually, for conversation analysis in the Mind Behind, in the app.mindbehind.com website, it is a bit different in the way where, let me do 14 days. I think you've already experienced this one,
Yeah.
but push. I'm able to see these messages in detail and end them if they're still open if needed, and check some bot logs if needed. This is for the technical side of the team, where they can see the parameters that are being collected throughout the chatbot. If this is something that needs that needs the engineers to step in.
This is not for us. This is for the engineering technical team.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one is Gen AI analysis. For this one, which company should I use?
Even I have created a lot of ChatGPT's demos.
Yeah, I think Mindbang Global. but I'm not sure which one. Um, there are two sections, right? One of them is Gen AI debugging, and one of them is Gen AI report. We're in the debugging section right now. If we noticed in a conversation report that there was one that didn't go well, we place a conversation ID here and we read its details, like what message was being sent and what intent was being used. Again, this is still in the early phases, so we're still trying to improve this, like build it up better. But Mind Behind Global. Here, we actually have to select an assistant and not just a company in order to successfully search. So in this case, I don't know, I usually do love holidays because I know that, no, not this one. I know that this one has been interacted with. I just go in January because I know it was interacted with at some point. The version is not important, but what's important is we select the assistant and we
Okay.
click on search. Now, most commonly, we don't only see one knowledge base, but because it's our test company, we just place one. But you'd find every knowledge base document placed here if used by the user. In addition to like what document within this knowledge base was being used and how many times it was triggered. So how many times were users asking things that can be found under the FAQ section.
Okay.
Maybe someone asked something else that has to do with, I don't know, venue questions. And if we had a venue document.
Can we select one more, because I know that this has also been interacted a lot. There are two ones that I created for ChatGPT, because one is Samsung, one is Meetic. Just write MEETIC.
TIC.
TIC. Do you
I
see it?
can't find it.
It is not here.
It says 0.
Can you see match? MATAH. Match.
MATCH.
CH. Yeah. There was another one as well.
This one.
Yeah, match ChatGPT. Yeah.
Okay. So here, you actually named the knowledge base, the document as knowledge base, but
Normally,
no,
what should we write instead of document name? Knowledge base should not be the one, right?
no. So we usually what partners would do is divide them. So for example, one would be FAQ, other one would be, I don't know, location. One of them
I
would
understand.
be size reference. I don't know,
Perfect. Just
you know.
okay. Just one last request. Can we
Yeah,
check Samsung one? Because for Samsung, I remember I created 4 or 5 knowledge bases.
let's see.
Samsung.
Oh, I
Sorry.
didn't check.
Yeah.
This
Samsung
one.
Care. Yeah, this one.
Ah, perfect.
Um,
You can see now.
Okay.
So
So that
yeah.
means what I can understand is, like, we have created these 4 documents. That means that, let's suppose whenever the user has wrote something, it has triggered the knowledge base. So for example, trigger the knowledge base means that the chatbot has answered the
Mhm,
questions which are according to the documents that we have assigned, the
mhm,
document that we have integrated with them. So let's
mhm.
suppose that if the user has asked something about product and order, it is going to um, give the amount of time it has triggered is 74 times. That means 74 times the user has asked something about products and order, which
Yes.
are related to Samsung one. Samsung
Yeah.
one. That would be
Yes. And for most use intents, you probably just have the hello and goodbye intents, which might not have been commonly used.
yeah.
But you can add other intents. For
But
example,
but how would we know that it's showing how much time it has been used? But how will it know that like, let's suppose payments and finance, it has been triggered 11 times. But let's
mhm.
suppose there are some questions which are not there in the knowledge base. How will we know that these are the specific questions that we need to actually enter into our knowledge base? You get my point?
I get that. I'm not sure about the answer.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Ozan or Burak might
Will
help.
I think
Yeah.
Ozan will help me, because I don't know.
Okay.
No, yeah, but
Mhm.
the question you understood, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
let's
I
suppose
understood it.
Llama has a chatbot and I'm asking personal
Yeah.
questions about Llama, and Llama has a knowledge base. But there are some questions that I like, okay, what does she like? Something like that. And it is not there in the knowledge base. How would I
Yeah.
know that? In order to improve our knowledge base, what are the measures we can take?
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. I'm honestly not sure because this is all very new. This is a very
Hmm.
new type of reporting.
Allah.
So
No, no, no,
yeah,
no.
I'm
I'm
still
sorry to,
exploring
no,
it.
I don't want to confuse you,
No, no,
but
no,
this
no.
was just one thing. I thought you
Yeah,
might know. Yes. But thank you so much. I understood from this pass. And for
of
the demo
course.
purposes, I don't need to explain too much in detail. I just need to show the screen recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm honestly not very sure how this is measured also, Gen AI success rate. I think it has to do with conversation voting as well, like at the end of the chatbot. But personally, I haven't been able to explore this section very frequently. But I'm
No,
assuming that's the case.
no, no problem.
Yeah,
What
that's it.
else?
I mean, let me go back. Let me check out code module very quickly because we have coding in, let's say, for example, Hongok. So, like, maybe we can see what that does. Getter. I think what this does is it looks into, let me see. So sometimes we add some codes into the chatbot just to like filter out something specific. So here, for example, this code is created to distinguish the phone number from the text message because some users say my phone number is this. So what we do is we try to get out the phone number from whatever message they write, and I think this is the parameters that is received from the code. I'm just not sure where else would we use it other than getting this phone parameter.
But for example, wasn't it useful, as I remember, there was this input module in which we have to set the parameter by writing hashtags, and it has to be 9 numbers or something like that. I remember that was the one,
Yeah,
right? Is
that's regex.
yeah.
The difference is, in Hongok's case, for example, they said that culturally it's common for them to say, my phone number is this, or here is my number, blah, 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 in the same message. And that's why we had to create a code that just looks at that text message that says, my phone number is this, and retracts the phone number.
And where does it put it? I mean, where is it used in which conversation? So for example, let's suppose if I have to explain something in the chord module, I don't want to go in details of it. Let's suppose if I was the one, what does this chord block analysis do? How will you explain it to me in simple terms?
You just get a code that you maybe generate through ChatGPT or online. You paste that code, and what this code does is for example, it removes all the other values and just looks at the numbers, and then it creates the parameter of the phone number.
I understand.
Okay.
It is confusing.
It is confusing. That's
It
why,
is
I mean, it's not
confusing.
very commonly used. Genuinely, I only can remember
So
like
I think what I will do in the demo video is like I will just show that this is a code module analysis that is mostly used for the technical parts. So let's
yeah,
suppose if you have any codes that specific personalized codes, then you can have the analysis through this section as well. For more
yes,
details, for more details, I will do something. I will create another video for this, or for more details, you can contact the customer success or
yes,
the technical support team.
perfect. Same thing
Yeah.
with payment analysis. It is only dependent on uh, partners who are using the pay module under Mind Behind. I can't really think of any partner that's using it right now, so I don't think we're able to see anything under it.
For example,
So
Irwin or anyone who's using payment analysis. Moda
I
Nisa, yeah.
really doubt it. I mean, these are maybe Modanesa. It needs someone who is linked. No, who is linked. I think within Shopify, if I'm not wrong. So let's go back. Let's say here.
Abe, this video can take me more than 1 day. How can the deadline be for today?
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear, but I mean, we covered most of it in like an hour, so I think
Yeah, it can be possible.
hopefully yes.
This I think I can work on it, and if there will be separate part, I think Lama, then I will get in touch with you again, or maybe with Batuan. For how we can use this. So I think the most part are covered. Let me make the video for live and also for the flow. And then if there will be any remaining parts, or if Anil tells me why this part has to be included, then we will make another video out of it, and maybe I will. That will be much better, because right now, if we discuss each and everything, it might be confusing, and most of the things will be left. So
Yeah.
we can end our managed recording here. Stop recording.